everything is a coaching opportunity every day, all day long. So the thing is what I see is the opportunity. So even though we may have lost the money on the opportunity, we didn't lose the lesson. The business owners that I talk to, they're literally the problem in their business. They could literally be making $1 million more, but they got a list of 50 things. And this is not all of them, but this is the breakthrough that everybody has to go through. Like, this is the job you have to walk the people through. So like, no, I did it. I know. I did this. Yep, I know. Seen this, read that in this book. Did this, did that. My customers won't do it. My employees won't do it. My people are this, my people are that. And you go through all these things and you're like, well, then what are you going to do? Are you going to quit, or what's your plan B? Because you don't have another plan. Your other plan is to sit still. My thing is I want to convey the message in the same style that I deliver it with. This is how I work with my people. This is how I work with my teams. This is how I change lives. I don't coddle people. I don't bite onto anybody else's identity. I surely don't go in and do anything that'll devalue or lessen my impact. I'm highly accountable, highly intense, highly passionate, impact player. So I want you guys, I want to see you win. You've come in here. I've allocated the time to be here. You were kind enough to allocate your time to be here. So if you're going to play to win, you're going to have to first address your mindset and your belief. You're going to have the delusional belief that right now today, that when you look at your business within a breath, if you go ahead and you really dissect what I'm doing here, you can go make $100,000 in your business. So let's go through here. So this is my question. Do you have a documented and trained sales process? And then the next thing would be, is it followed? That's the first thing. We talk about sales. Is it documented? Test one. If you say yes, is it followed? And then the next thing would be is, does it include upsells, downsells, follow-up, regular pricing, and offer reviews? When's the last time you priced your competitors? People hear me say that. How do you price them? What are you pricing? Right? When's the last time you did any of this? Focus on how much the customers spend and how often they return. If your business does $1 million a year, there's $400,000 for you here right now. If your business does $5 million a year, there's $1.5 million for you right here, right now, just in doing this. And once again, everybody's going to say, I know, I did. Okay, well, if you're too smart, you know everything, then don't do it. But I'm telling you right now, there's not been a single business owner that I've worked with or one of my companies that when they fall off, because my companies fall off sometimes, every single time you go back to these basics, boom, you make money. It's just what happens. What a high performance system looks like. The standard for scalable growth, right? Every lead converts, every customer multiplies. At some point in time, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to look at a system. What systems do you have in place? Email campaigns, automations. Are they working? Are they tested? What's the copy look like in them? And everything. And we'll get to the marketing later on. First of all, whatever it is, you have to go in here. And those of you who heard me talk about this Catalyst system and operating system, that's the operating system that I built, that I use for my companies and I coach people with. But what this is kind of like a spoke off the wheel. We're taking off the sales piece because this is the piece right here that's the most overlooked, that puts money in the business. This is fast money in the business. If you get your business and you add revenue through sales, what's that do in value creation on your multiple on an exit? This is the fastest way to build your net worth. If you want to build the net worth, if you increase the value of your business, there's other things you can do as well, but this is an easy way to do it. CRM automation and data tracking, that's obviously a big thing. The email, we talked about that. Consistent content and clear messaging if you're across platforms or whatever it may be. The power of connected marketing. Even right now, I'm going back in as I've been testing things, so I haven't dialed anything, so I haven't got the main vein hit that I want. And the thing is, when you go back in and you bring it and you connect everything, now all of a sudden you get another pop in it. Everything matters. How you present yourself, how you do anything is how you do everything. Do you have inbound, outbound, follow-up scripts, whatever the case may be? Are you looking at whenever you're missing an upsell or a downsell? Are you routinely reviewing that? Like, are you going through it and looking at it? That's one of those things. It's like I went back in and I was talking to my teams. I had everybody, all my teams in one place, and we were talking on Monday. I said, no, you don't understand what I want you to do. Here's the problem in business. Everybody's going and digging in. They're like, I got my hand in it. And they got their hand to their wrist. But the goal, all those changes that you want, everything that your heart and soul desires in your business, it's about going to the elbow. You're not going deep enough in what you're doing. You're rubber stamping it because you don't like to do it. And I say this from absolute certainty because I know, because I deal with the people day in and day out, and I've been doing it for 30 years, whether it's been in 25 years in masterminds and everything. There's one differentiator between great companies. The number one thing your business needs to grow is sales. You're not going to culture yourself to the top. You're just not. If your culture doesn't promote sales, your culture sucks. If your culture in your business is not about sales, your culture sucks. You don't have a culture. You have a hangout. You don't have a business. So I really want you to do that. Keep in mind, guys, I'm trying to go in. I'm trying to give you guys the passion and the love, because what I want to do is I want to ignite you after this call to take action. I want you to stop making excuses. I want you to fall in love with sales. I know there's some exceptional people on here. I've talked to some of you. I know there's exceptional people. You have exceptional businesses and products and services that you offer. But here's the drill. You have got to become obsessed with the sales if you want to get the fast gain in your business, because this is what happens. I talk to people and I talk to them 6 months from now. They go try 6 months ago. When I get this call 6 months later, that means they're ready to do business with me. That's what happens. Because they either don't take action, their business don't grow, or they go take action on the wrong thing. They don't want to do this, so they go buy AI. They don't want to do this, so they go listen to somebody that tells them they need to do more jumping jacks. The reality is what you need to do is you need to learn business. You have your skill and you have your craft, and then you have business acumen. That's what I teach, is business acumen, with one of the cornerstones being sales. Inconsistent follow-up or automation, no repeat or referral. System. This is a holiday advice. Runoff is when you sell gift cards or you have any kind of product, people don't use them. If you are using gift cards every year in your business, there's a thing called runoff. So you go sell $100,000 worth of gift cards, they may only come back and use 75 or 80,000. If you go in and you know that number is you build into it for next year, if you start now, you can do it as that. Like, you could literally right now, they come in to, for example, with Jason, and they come in and they want a computer, and you come in and you're like, listen, you can't use this card, but a friend of your friend or family can. Right now we're selling gift cards for 25% off. It's the holiday season. Doesn't matter. Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, whoever you want to give it to, we're selling them for 25%. Well, now you've reverse marketed, because you don't have to pay for marketing because you gave it out in the form of a discount. You've generated a huge influx in cash, because if you have customers coming through and you have a menu script for upselling that, and you're selling $100 gift cards or whatever the case may be, $50 gift cards at 25% off, people are going to buy them. It's going to be thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in revenue in all these businesses that you can bring in. That's one thing in the army of 100 levers we pull. The top 5 components of a sale. You have to attract message, offer, audience. If you come in, whatever you're going to go in and you're going to bring in, this is in the marketing piece of it. You know, a lot of times we think it's the marketing, but really most of the time it's the offer and the sales process. If the offer's good, the people will come. If the sales process is good, you can convert against some friction in there. So a lot of times we're thinking what it is. So if you can get the offer right, it's less about the things in the middle. And then convert. Scripts, training, speed to lead. Are you managing these things? Do you have scripts? It doesn't matter what you say. You can say whatever you want, but the reality is when you step away as the leader, the owner, the department head, what are you doing when you step away? How's it panning out? What is it? What's going on for you? You know what I mean? That's really and truly, that's the big thing. And then an upsell, downsell menu to maximize each transaction. I don't care if you have air fresheners. If you have a brick and mortar location, people come in, I don't even care what it is. If I knew right now that I could sell 200 pumpkin air fresheners and add $1,000 in net income to the business and pay my secretary or whoever's sitting at the counter an extra $150 for doing it, I'm taking it, because that's an extra $8,000 a year that I make net income. That $8,000, if my business sells for a 3 times or 4 times multiple, that's $24,000 or $32,000 in value I created in the business, and I did it just from air fresheners. The downsell is really a big thing, you know, because people come in, a lot of times they want to transact, and sometimes it's economics, and sometimes they want to try you on. This is a really hard one for me on the downsells, because I don't like the downsell. If I'm selling a product that it's just a piece of inventory, that's fine. But if it comes to time or a good or service, I don't like the downsell. It hits a minimal thing, but it doesn't mean it's the right thing. There's always opportunity, because some people, it's not about money. They just come in and they want to try you on. They want to see, hey, do they really deliver? Do they really create the results or make good on the claims that they make that say that they do? So a downsell, a lot of times it takes a customer that you capture that you would never get, and you get them. And they may end up loving you. You may end up being able to have a 20-year relationship with them. Your business should be enjoyable, simple, and prosperous. That's what your business should be. And if your business is enjoyable, simple, and prosperous, the way that you make it more enjoyable, simple, and prosperous is you make sure that your pricing is correct and you make sure you're bringing in more revenue where you can before you add more customers. See, what most people try to do is you'll go through a whole pitch like this, and at the end of the game, you go back to your initial plan that's not working for you, then you're the lid on your company. Because the reality is if what you're doing is not working and you're looking for something more, try anything, just don't do the same thing. Repeat and referral are the best. You know why? They show up, they pay you the most, they're the best advocates, they are the easiest people to do business with, and you like them. To me, the greatest form of flattery that somebody can say to me is to go ahead, and obviously I married my wife, so obviously her parents let me marry her. Yeah, that's great, right? That's the highest level of flattery. Past that is if somebody gives me their money. If somebody works hard for their money, I'm like, wow, they believe in me. They must really count on me in order to be able to do something. These are your repeat and referral customers. These are the people who believe in you. These are the people who like you. These are the people that really and truly, it's your duty to serve them at a higher level. And this is where people go in here and I don't want to ask them. What are you talking about? You know you're going to take care of them. You have already solved the problem for them. Why would you not go back to people who you've already had a good relationship with and you've already had a good transaction and continue that relationship? I want more of those people in my life, and I think we all do. Once you have the operating system in place, you can go in and you can make these tweaks. You can't get back time. So if your people, we can't be selfish with our people's time either. When you go in and you're getting your people's time and your people are giving up their time, if you can take some of their time back, same way James did, by instead of giving everybody, when he did the downsell, now his people got time back as well because the services cost him half as much. So he opened up more capacity in his shop. So now he's getting the same money as he was getting before. He's getting more money for the bigger business, but he's also got capacity back on the table, right? So remember, more capacity means less headcount and or means existing headcount can do more. Hence, now we're preparing to sprinkle on some marketing dollars in here, right? See, if you don't have all this stuff and you go, they're like, well, what's your ROAS? My ROAS is 3-to-1. Well, does a ROAS 3-to-1 cover up your cost structure to the point to where you can scale it until that breaks? Well, can you go ahead and make it a 4-to-1 just by going ahead and creating these efficiencies in your business? See, we only talked about sales, but one of the things is we created efficiencies within the business, within this process as well. We've improved, you don't need as much headcount. So we've opened up capacity on our team, which boosts employee engagement. And also, ultimately, at the end of the day, it gives them more capacity to do more. Stop relying on ads. I'm not saying, hey, ads are great. I do ads. Ads are good. Great teams are a collection of average people, great processes, great training, right? And accountability. And if you can take average people and just give them really great sales processes that are actually very highly implementable, boom, what you can do, it takes care of itself. Stop, build systems, awareness, sell, upsell, retain, refer, repeat. Rinse and repeat, the whole cycle. So here's the marketing. When you come in, some of you guys are doing some of these different things, and you can't do, different platforms require different things, and everybody uses all these digital marketing sources for, all the social circles that they use for marketing. Different things provide things differently. So what's Meta do for you? What's LinkedIn do? If you're business to business, and then Google and YouTube, and then organic brand authority and content velocity, right? If you're turning out content, letting people know who you are, letting them know where you're at. I think that's probably the biggest mistake that even I made earlier on. If I had it to do over again, I'd be creating content for everything 15 years earlier because the amount of content is just so powerful. If you guys want help, listen. So basically we launched an offer, and what we're doing is we're guaranteeing, depending on the size of the business, anywhere from $100K to $1 million in 90 days, or you don't pay. Now, here's the good part of it. For you guys that don't want to do that, or you just want to go along the ride, You got this right here, right now. The biggest challenge is going back to that belief and that mindset. Most people come in and it's like you need the coaching and the understanding and the communication. You need the implementation. It's not that the answers, I'm going to give you the answers. Where you're going to struggle with is the implementation. So you can try to implement it on your own. And if you struggle with it, just know we're here, man.